Hello everyone and welcome to the first ever Q&A with Red video. We hit a milestone on the channel and then I asked you guys to put in the comments the questions that you are wanting to know about me, and today we're answering them. But while we are answering questions, I'm going to be moving some of my frogs into the nether, so as we're kind of going through the questions you guys asked, I'm going to be moving some froggies. So let's get right into this Q&A. The first question category we're going to start with is my channel name and a face cam. Asif the Wither Slayer and Prismatic Dragon were both asking, how did I come up with my name, why Da Little Red, and why not Da Big Blue or something different? I chose to go with Da Little Red because Red and Little Red were both nicknames that I used to have in school. And going next with Cottagecore Rose's question of, is your hair actually red/orange? Yes, it is, and that is partially why I had the nickname Red and Little Red in school, and why I also decided to name my channel Da Little Red. Sleet, Cat, and David Saraz were all asking the question of, will I ever use a face cam or will I ever do a face reveal? And my answer is I don't plan to do either. Being that I'm a content creator on the internet and on YouTube, I want to keep my identity and who I am in real life to myself and private, and I hope that everyone on the channel can be just as excited about this channel growing with or without seeing my face. Sleet also asked how old I am. The closest answer you'll get to that is I am done with college. I typically like to keep things that are very specific and personal to myself. Moving on to the question segment of how I got started with YouTube. Scarlett, Tell That Goofy, Alexa, Gabrielle, Bluebell, David, and Hazy were all asking questions related to how did I start this YouTube journey, this Minecraft journey, how long have I wanted to start a channel, how does it feel now, what or who inspired me, what made me want to start making videos and content, how did I get into Minecraft, find out about the game, why did I start, when did I start, etc. The answer to that is I got into Minecraft during the 1.16 update, the Nether update. I had some friends that invited me to join their Java realm and play in their world with them, and that was the first time I was actually playing in Minecraft and experiencing everything that you can do with the game, and from then on I was hooked. I also wanted to learn how to use Adobe Premiere Pro as video editing software, but didn't have anything to practice editing with. And I realized that people actually make Minecraft YouTube videos and upload them and edit them down, and so I figured, why not use Minecraft to be the thing that I'm practicing editing on Adobe Premiere Pro? So I decided to make a channel, start practicing editing, and practice those skills, and that's how I started a channel, just by wanting to practice Adobe Premiere Pro. Since I did know and had watched people on YouTube that were Minecraft content creators, I knew that this was a thing that people do, and the idea appealed to me, but I never could ever have imagined that I would have my channel growing as much as I have and be developing this amazing community around something that just started out as an initial thought of me wanting to get better at video editing. But I'm so thankful for what the channel is today and to see what it will become down the road. The next question category people were asking me about is going full-time with YouTube. Jonathan, Kat, and David were all asking the question of, do I plan to go pro with YouTube, make this my full-time job, make this a career? And my answer is, I would love for it to become that. I think that is the goal in the back of my mind, but I'm trying to keep my expectations more realistic because I also know that some people are on YouTube for 10 years and it takes them that long, and so I'm not really expecting this to be a full-time career anytime soon. However, I do want to take steps to move the channel in that direction with what I can do, and obviously that is me trying to add different benefits to the channel. Chris Polian was asking if I plan to start a Patreon tier where everyone can join a server or something like that, and membership options like that is something I do want to include because that just gets me a little bit closer to being able to make this a full-time thing. So I definitely have future plans to expand things, make more channel offerings for everybody, because I do want this to someday be full-time, but I'm not expecting to be an overnight success by any means. I know that it takes hard work, dedication, and consistency to actually make this a thing. The next question category people were asking me about was my process and my videos. Scarlett asked, what was the first video that hit a large number of views, and what are some of your favorite videos to make? My first video that hit the largest amount of views was episode 1 of my 1.19 single player series. I definitely did not expect it to get the traction that it did, and that's kind of what shifted my channel and started growing it a lot more. As far as my favorite videos to make, I definitely like Let's Play videos as the style of content I enjoy creating. But as for what's in each episode, I really like to try to balance some adventuring in the episode with some really fun building as well. Moonducks asked, what is your favorite video that you've made so far? As of the day of me uploading this specific video, I would say that one of my favorite videos that I've made so far are most of the ones in the 1.19 series. I think episode 13, where we are finding frogs, was definitely one of my favorite episodes that I've made, just because of how I overlaid the music, and I was super proud of the build that I made in that episode. I also was super proud of my episode 1 of Dominion Season 2 because of how I incorporated music, and it was me trying to do a little bit more of a lore bent in my videos, which I had never really done before, so I pushed myself a little bit in that episode as well to try something new. And that was the start of me actually trying a series with more lore and kind of pushing myself to try something new that I'm not as comfortable with. Matt Tries to Animate asked, what is my favorite part of the video making process? My favorite part would have to be using music to change or create the mood for a specific scene, whether that's in a time-lapse piece or just in an in-game recorded piece, but just using the music to create different feels or emotions I think is super fun, and sometimes it can be goofy, sometimes it can be serious, evoke sadness, and I just think that's a really cool thing that music can do overlaying into the videos. Prismatic Dragon was asking what tool I use to cut out my character and pose it for a thumbnail. The answer to that is a software called Minimator, and you can position not only your character but other animals, objects in Minecraft, so it's actually a really cool tool. Eli asked, what do I use to make my thumbnails? The answer to that is once I get a good screenshot in Minecraft, I use Adobe Lightroom to edit the levels to make the image brighter or more contrasted, all of that stuff. And then to add the episode number, the Minecraft, and my character, I just move everything over into Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop. In general, I use Adobe Creative Cloud software to create everything that I do. In-game, I'll also take screenshots using shaders, which I usually use complementary shaders or T shaders or BSL, which you was asking about my shaders. King Domity asked, how do you manage your time between YouTube and IRL? Right now, I am managing my time between YouTube and IRL by having a pretty disciplined routine that I stick to no matter what. Because I have a full-time job in real life, I have to fit in YouTube around that. So right now, my schedule looks like YouTube in the early mornings. I wake up at 4. And I edit and record in the early mornings. I start my IRL job at 8 or 9 a.m. and I work till 4 or 5. And then in the evenings, I have that time set aside for people, touching grass, doing errands, doing stuff around the house. And then I'll stream on one of the nights or I'll catch up on additional recording or editing. But it really comes down to finding a schedule that works well for you to be able to do what you have capacity for. Pushing yourself too far for too long is never a good idea, so it's really important to find what works best for you if you're trying to manage time between YouTube and IRL. The next question category people were asking me about was more Minecraft opinion type questions. Matt Tries to Animate asked, who are your biggest inspirations for YouTube? Right now, my biggest inspirations for YouTube are the Minecraft content creators that are really good at packing a lot of detail into their builds and their terraforming. For me right now, those people are Pearlescent Moon, Mythical Sausage, Flip, Mr. Matt Rangers, everybody that's on the Bloodlines SMP cast, Luna Moonbow, and Zapixel. I've seen every single one of these people do a really good job at packing a lot of details and cozy vibes into their build, and since that's something that I want to improve on, that's what's inspiring me and who's inspiring me right now. The Masked Elf asked, who is your favorite YouTuber? While I don't think I necessarily have a favorite YouTuber, a lot of the ones that I just mentioned do fall into that category, but I do also like a lot of the other members that are on the Empire's SMP, especially for season 2. I'm really liking how a lot of them are creating their storylines and their builds, and I think they're super fun to watch. And I'm also enjoying watching Scar and Grian on Hermitcraft as well. But there also are some of the largely 100 days type content creators that I think are also enjoyable to watch, like Coffee Field Genius, Forest Bono. Some of those are more like high action type of a vibe, but I do think those are interesting. So I don't think I necessarily have a favorite, but I like a broad variety for different reasons. Manta asked, do you do any preparations before starting a new survival world? For instance, do you go in knowing what style of building you're going to do? My answer to that would be I do some loose planning, mostly around the build style for sure. A lot of the times I'll look on Pinterest, and if I feel inspired with a specific style, I'll kind of have that in mind as I go into a world and just figure out where I want to live and what feels right. And if a biome inspires me with that building style that I've already had in mind starting it up, then I'll go with that. But I don't plan out all of the builds. I kind of do that as I go. I don't really plan out all the different things I'm going to do in the entire series. I just have a loose plan and kind of plan that out in a Google Doc episode by episode when I think of ideas. Gemini asked tips for a Minecraft survival world and how to get better. My tips for a Minecraft survival world and how to get better is, as you're starting out, for sure getting a good source of food set up. For me, I made the cow crusher. An iron farm is actually really helpful because you can use the iron to trade with villagers, and if you enjoy going the route of getting your armor and tools through villagers, then that's a super easy way to get that really quickly, so you're safer as you're exploring everything down in the caves. I also think that being by a village is super helpful because then you are around all of the villagers already, and then it's really easy to make different farms like a villager breeder and the iron farm with the village nearby. I also do think that getting all the different types of saplings makes it way easier to get more of the trees when you need them instead of needing to go out biome hunting along the way to find another wood type. As for how to get better at it, I think that depends on what you're trying to focus on getting better in. Are you trying to get better on focusing in building? I'd say watch people that inspire you in their builds or look on Pinterest. If you're trying to get better at farms and auto farms and more like redstone stuff, then I definitely look up some people that are really good at that. But also just practicing and trying new things and trying to do things that you don't normally do in a world is a great way to get better and learn more about the game and learn more about the areas that you want to improve on so that you can actually get better in the areas that you want to get better in. Galaxical EXE asked, what are your favorite things to build in Minecraft and any blocks or color schemes you tend to use the most? Right now, I would say that my favorite things to build in Minecraft are definitely more of the cozy Minecraft builds, very green, lush, overgrown type of a vibe, using lots of glowberries, lots of glow lichen, the spore blossoms, getting all those cozy things, like a lot of what you're already seeing in the 1.19 series. That's really what I've been enjoying building in Minecraft, but I do also like building some of the auto farms just because that's not normally what I'm good at, so I do like to push myself to get better at those types of things by building those things. Like I made the cow crusher and the iron farm, we've got the skeleton XP farm, and of course we'll build more things as the series goes on, but I do actually enjoy building some of the auto farms. I'm not great at them, but I like to challenge myself a little bit. As for blocks or color schemes I use the most, I feel like any builder says spruce blocks are some of their favorites to use, and I do think that's true. I think I really enjoy the stripped wood logs, like stripped dark oak, stripped spruce, and stripped oak. I think those look really good together, and I've been using more of that to be incorporated into things. But as far as color schemes go, I've really liked the look of the mangrove wood with either spruce or mangrove with dark oak or mangrove with birch. I think they work really well together and contrast well, and I'm really glad that we have the mangrove wood because I think it's a really fun wood type to have now in the 1.19 update. Lee asked, what's your favorite and least favorite biome? If we're combining all of the dimensions into this question, I would say that my favorite biome would be the lush caves, and my least favorite biome would be the basalt deltas in the nether. Yuri-chan asked, what's your favorite Minecraft wood? I would have to say that my favorite Minecraft wood is either the spruce, just because I use that the most in buildings, but for the vibe and the aesthetics, I really enjoy the new mangrove wood that we got in the 1.19 update. Stremling asked, out of all of your builds and series, which are you most proud of / would revisit? I would say that out of all of the series, the 1.19 series is the one that I'm the most proud of, mostly because I have been playing for a bit longer and then started this series, so I have a lot more experience and I'm a lot more confident, and I'm loving how the builds that we're doing in our little Hobbit Hole, Dark Oak vibe, Mushroom vibe series is going. And so I will definitely be revisiting the 1.19 series once we conclude it. And out of all of the builds that I've done, I would say my favorite build is the end portal build from episode 13 of the 1.19 series as well. I love that the end portal is a old kind of chopped down stump. I think that looks really cool in a little like magical frog pond. Eli asked, what is your favorite Hypixel or Mineplex minigame? Honestly, I have never played either of those, so I have zero concept for any of the mini games. I know there's one that's more parkour-ish, and I know there's one that's more like a Hunger Games fight, but that's about all I know, so I don't know which one would be my favorite. The next question was asked by Prismatic, and they asked, how good am I at PvP? And I would say I'm pretty bad at PvP, and I also think that's why I haven't played any of the Hypixel Mineplex minigames, because I know sometimes those are a little bit more PvP heavy. Sunny asked, what is your unpopular opinion about Minecraft? My unpopular Minecraft opinion is that birchwood and diorite are perfectly fine building blocks, and people hate on them for no reason other than I feel like everyone just kind of, that's like a thing, right? It's like a Minecraft thing. But my very first series I ever uploaded onto YouTube, I was building on a mushroom island, and I used diorite to build my starter house because my starter house was a mushroom. So I think it's a perfectly fine building block, and I think birch is a perfectly fine building block. Cole today asked, would you rather have Minecraft be the only video game you can ever play or never be able to play Minecraft again? I think I would say that I would play Minecraft as the only video game I can ever play, because Mojang themselves will consistently make an update at least once a year, maybe a little bit longer, but there's updates that will bring new things into the game. There's lots of different game modes, modded or one block, different things like that that will keep it new. But it also is a little scary for it to be the only game that you can play, because I would not want to get burnt out on that game, because then I might never want to play Minecraft again, right? But I think I would definitely pick to only play Minecraft. And the final question category people were asking me about was more of the about me and my preferences type questions. Sleet asked, what's your favorite sport if you have one? I'd say my favorite sport would probably be snowboarding, because I snowboard myself. I enjoy doing that in the winter months, and I would say for more of a summer or fall sport, I do enjoy watching American football with friends and family as more of like a social thing. And for the Olympics, I really enjoy watching ice skating, gymnastics, and the track and field events. Alexander is asking if I say caramel or caramel, and I do say caramel. Faith asked, how do you like your coffee or tea? For me, I like both, but I'm for sure a coffee addict. I love coffee, just drinking it black. I will add creamer to it. I will enjoy the more espresso-based drinks like lattes. And for teas, I typically enjoy black teas. Some people think it's weird, but I actually add cream and a little bit of sugar to my black teas. Archie asked, what did you like to do as a child? Growing up, I always loved animals, so I loved having the ability to play with pets growing up. I have had turtles growing up as a kid, I've had hamsters, I've had dogs, and I've gotten to ride horses growing up. So I loved playing with animals and really enjoyed that, but I was also just a very outdoorsy kid where I loved to climb trees all the time. I used to live on a place that had lots of land to explore, so I could safely roam about, go on little adventures in my head, and I would collect frogs and butterflies and little critters as well. So I was a very outdoorsy, active kid. Archie asked, do you have anything you would call a dream? I'd say one dream would be to be able to get to the point where YouTube can be a full time career and be able to replace my current IRL job. I would love that, and I dream that one day that can be a reality. I think another dream that I've had is to own a cupcake and cake shop because that's one thing that I have always enjoyed doing and creating and baking and decorating, and so I always thought that would be fun as well. Ben asked, what is your favorite snack? I think one of my favorite snacks that is very simple, but some might think is odd, is just cheese and crackers. I think that's a super simple snack that I always enjoy. I also really enjoy avocado toast and putting a fried egg on top, which is a little bit more breakfasty, but it's super tasty and healthy, so I enjoy it as a snack as well. If we're going a little more junk foodie, I would say my favorite snack is those flat, crunchy pretzels with Nutella or dipping Oreos in peanut butter. Ben asked, what is your favorite song? While I don't know if I could pick just one top favorite song, one of my favorite artists to listen to is Camp, spelled C-A-A-M-P, and I've really been enjoying Hazlitt as well as Ziggy Alberts and Jack Johnson. That's kind of the vibe that I enjoy the most right now. Ben asked, what is your favorite film? I'd have to say one of my favorite movies is called Age of Adeline with Blake Lively as the main character. I also enjoy the movie Peanut Butter Falcon, and I also liked the movie Knives Out. Dead Halo asked, what's your opinion on the new Pokemon games, if any? And if you don't, what might be your favorite? And my answer is, I actually don't know anything about either of the games. I know that there's two of them and people are really liking both of them. I've seen Pearlescent Moon stream some of them on Twitch, but I've never played them myself, and I honestly have never gotten super into Pokemon, which I feel like that's a controversial thing in and of itself, but I think the little guys are all really cute. Little dudes are adorable, but I actually don't know much about Pokemon, contrary to, society. Just Molly asked, do you have any pets, IRL? Right now, I do not have any pets, but if I could get a pet, I would choose to get either a corgi or an Australian shepherd. I also really like chinchillas if I would get a smaller pet, or potentially a hedgehog. Palm asked, will you ever decide to run for president, and why are the sky? The only presidency I plan to run for is if I am president on a Minecraft SMP at some point. And why are not the sky? Eli asked, I think you said you snowboarded. What is your favorite run you've done so far? I don't think I necessarily have a favorite run. I will say that snowboarding out west is definitely way better than any snowboarding in the Midwest or out east. I do also think, though, that I would love to go to Whistler in Canada at some point, or maybe even in Japan, because apparently they have really good snow as well. Lucy and Just Molly asked, what are your hobbies besides Minecraft? In the winter, my favorite hobby is snowboarding, and I'm thinking about picking up cross-country skiing as well. In the summer, I really enjoy hiking and going on backpacking trips and camping trips over weekends. And that wraps up the first ever Q&A with Red. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you feel like you've gotten to know me a little bit better through this Q&A and watching me just move all my frogs everywhere. I appreciate each and every one of you supporting this channel and helping this channel grow. You have gotten me to over 10,000, over 15,000, and I'm really appreciative of everybody's support for the future of this channel. Thank you guys so much, and if you would leave a like, that would be great on this video, and I will see you in the next episode.